Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my BoxyCharm product review from the BoxyCharm that we received in February. If I could say the month, it'd be super. From the box that we received in February. Why can't I speak today? So I also have some spoilers, but that'll be towards the end, and I'll let you guys know well before I mention them so that you can escape if you don't want to hear the spoilers. But at this point, our boxes are being sent to us, so like it's all over the internet what we're getting. So the theme for BoxyCharm for February was Galaxy Glow. And like, I gotta be honest, I don't feel like my box met this theme at all, but I'm not upset with any of the items I got, to be honest. So the first item I want to talk about is the Oprah. It's an Oprah Cosmetics pop-up mini palette, and the blush got it refill. It's a pop-up palette, provides a perfect tone for any magnetic makeup. Got it. I hope I'm saying that right. Items can be continually tailored and rearranged according to the personal preference. The unique design is lightweight. It sits up on its own, which I thought was really cool. And then the blush offers strong pigment with a long-lasting effect and a fabulous pressed powder blush. So I'm not using the pop-up palette because I do have my Sephora palette, and my Z palette is dual-sided and isn't even remotely close to being filled. So I do have the Oprah palette stored away for a later time frame. I do think that it is a really cool palette. I love that it stands up on its own. You can kind of fold it back on itself and it'll stand up. I think that that is really neat. The blush pan is this color here. You know, I can't remember what it's called, but the color is really pretty. It reminds me a lot of my Amazonian Clay 12-hour blush in Feisty that I'm trying to pan right now in my 18 and 2018. This is the color of the blush right there. It builds up very nicely. It is a beautiful matte blush. I am in love with this blush. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it, and I love that it reminds me a lot of the Tarte 12-hour Amazonian Clay blush in Feisty, because while I am panning that blush right now, that has been my favorite go-to Holy Grail blush for the last year. So, and the only reason why I'm panning it is because it is a deluxe sample size blush that has taken me well over a year to even come close to panning. So this blush reminds me so much of it that I don't feel like it's going to be such tragedy when I finally am done with that blush. Just to put it into perspective for you, y'all know I work at Starbucks. I've got Frappuccino Roast all at my arm. Gross. I just got home from work. Just to put it into perspective for you all, I did go ahead and swatch the Amazonian Clay 12-hour blush in Feisty, and this is the Oprah blush that I received in my BoxyCharm last month. I mean, they are nearly identical. The Feisty blush looks to be a little more pink. I don't know if you guys can see that here, but they are nearly identical. So when I say it reminds me of it, it truly, truly reminds me of it. They could almost be dupes for each other. So I do love the blush. So I haven't dipped into it very much yet because I am trying to pan Feisty, and I do find that they're very similar. I have used it a couple times. I find its wear very good. It's very smooth, very buttery texture to it. It sits on my skin very nicely. I don't find that I have any complaints about it. So I really dig the Oprah blush, and that whole setup with the pop-up palette and the blush. The pop-up palette's MSRP is $19 and the blush's MSRP is $12. So that whole setup there is a $31 offering that you got in your box that cost you $21 max. So pretty good deal. The next thing I want to talk about is this. It is the Vintage Cosmetics Smoky Eye Pencil It is in black, jet black. It says, Jessica's rich, pigmented, smoky eye pencil delivers intense jet black definition, creating pencil point precision or smudgy saturated color. The creamy soft formula glides on lids without tugging and pulling. I do find that to be true. The thing about it is that it's just not something I'm going to reach for on an all the time basis, because it is a pencil that I have to sharpen, and it's not really my favorite, if I have to be honest with you. And I just think $21 for a eye pencil that you have to sharpen is too expensive, if I'm being honest. It is very soft. It does create a nice precise line if you have it sharp enough. It does smudge out very nicely. I have used it, I like to use it on my lid as a black color and then smudge it out, as opposed to on my waterline. I do find that when I put it on my waterline, it just kind of goes all over the place. It kind of makes me look like I have a black eye. I've had a couple pencils that have done that in the past that I just refuse to use anymore because of it. But I do like it on my lid. I used it on my lid in the corner to define the outer V the other day and just kind of smudged it out, and it looked really nice. So I can see me using that for that purposes, but at that rate, $21 for an eye pencil that I have to sharpen is just silly. So I would probably... No, I could definitely say I would never repurchase this eye pencil. I do have a highlighter from Vintage that is amazing. So I'm not saying that their products are poop, because it's definitely not poop. It's an amazing product, and an amazing brand. But I just wouldn't spend $21 on an eye pencil. The next thing that I have to talk about is the Pure Cosmetics, and this is the Exfo Lips Plumping Lip Exfoliator. It looks like this. It comes in this nice little pencil that I have used a couple times. I don't know if you guys can tell, but one side of it is completely flat. It says, with the instant boost of shea butter, raw sugar, and exfoliating beads, this 4-in-1 lip scrub exfoliates, plumps, hydrates, and soothes, using the shea butter to soften lips, while the raw sugar and exfoliating beads are used to buff away dead surface cells. It moisturizes the lips for softer, smoother, more plump lips, and it is a $17 item. I can't complain about this item. I love me some lip scrub. Love me some lip scrub. I do find that it helps to keep my lips exfoliated. I don't know that it plumps my lips very much. I do feel it tingling, so you can feel that it's working. But I have had lip plumpers that tingle more. They feel like little electroshock therapy going on your lips. This one doesn't do that, so I'm not complaining about it. It is delicious. It tastes so good. And that's silly to say, because you're not supposed to eat it. Please, kids, don't eat this at home. But with it on your lips, you can't help but to taste it. It is good. I am not mad at this product. It is a delicious, not meant to be edible lip scrub. And it's not messy. I like that it is a lip scrub that is in pencil form that you know, can twist up, and you don't have to, it's not like a cream. It's not messy. I do love that. It is a $17 item that I would see myself repurchasing at some point in time. Although I have used it quite often. I think I've used it like 5 times in the 3 weeks that we've had it. And which I guess isn't quite often, but it is quite a bit, and you can't hardly tell I've used it. The next thing I want to talk about is this Crown Brush Trio. This is the Trio Brush Sets, and it is a 3-piece set. It is dirty. I apologize for that. It's not wash day. We have a face brush here, which is, like I said, dirty. I've been using it for blush. We have this guy here, which I think is a contour brush, or at least that's what I'm using it for. And then we have the eye brush, which is the cleanest of them all, that I have used a couple times to, put color into my brow bone, do a brow bone highlight. But for the most part, I haven't been using this brush, not because I don't like it, but just because I haven't reached for it. So that brush set is a brush trio to contour your face to perfection. The small brush can be used as a conceal imperfections and highlight underneath the eyes. The medium-sized brush can be used to sculpt the cheekbones and perimeter of the face. Finally, the large powder brush can be used to set everything in place. I do love these brushes. I love that they have the little divots in them so that they're easy to put your hands into. I usually hold my brushes out here, but I have found with these brushes that these divots are super comfortable, and that's just where my fingers tend to rest when I'm using the brushes. They are super soft. So far I haven't noticed any shedding of them. They are super cute. They remind me of the Wet n Wild brushes though, so like I feel like and the Wet n Wild brushes are pretty great quality as well. If you wanted a brush with a pink tip, you could get them for far cheaper than this. These MSRP is $29.99 for these 3 brushes, and while I think $29.99 is not bad for quality brushes, I truly think $29.99 is not bad for quality brushes. Crown brush is probably not where I would spend my money on brushes. A friend of mine at work and I were talking about brushes today, and there are just some, IPSY has some pretty amazing brushes, and granted each one of their brushes costs about the same as these 3 brushes, but I have 2 of them and I think that they are magical. So are these brushes magical? No. Are they soft? Yes. I'm a brush hoarder, so I always love to have new brushes, but I love BoxyCharm because typically when we get brushes from BoxyCharm, we get them in a 3-piece set, and that's fabulous. The last thing that I want to talk about is the Cover FX Shimmer Veil in Amethyst. This multi-use shimmering cream colors are crease-proof enough for the boldest of eye looks and formulated with a weightless finish for a shimmering effect anywhere on the face, suitable for all skin types. I have only used this on my eyes. This is it right here. I've only used it on my eyes. Let me swatch it for you guys. I love this stuff. I think it is amazing. That is it. I am not brave enough yet to try and use it as a highlighter, but what I will tell you is it can be sheared out to a beautiful highlight. I have used it on I'm trying to do that now for you guys. I have used it on my eyes in its, boldest form, its pinkest, right straight onto the lid with the doe foot form, and it is beautiful. And this is a little sheared out, so it has that, can't see me, oh wait, yes you can, oh wait, no you can't, oh wait, yes you can. So it can definitely be sheared out and used on your face as a highlight, or I think it would be beautiful on the Cupid's bow. But I'm not brave enough to try that yet because, as we all know, I'm old AF, and I feel like I would be channeling my inner 20-year-old and maybe looking like an old lady just trying to look young, and I'm not trying to do that. So with that being said, this is probably my favorite item out of the box. It's an item that I can see myself repurchasing. It's an item that I could see myself purchasing more colors of. It's an item that I could see myself using all the time. I do love it. I think it is beautiful on the eye. I have an eye look, I think, posted to Instagram with it on it. It is so pretty. You guys should go get you some of this Cover FX Shimmer Veil in Amethyst. It's just so pretty. Like, I can't even, that's all I got to say. It's just so pretty. It is a little tiny guy, a little tiny tube for $28, but that's no different than, say, a concealer or whatnot. And I do think that this is probably going to last a lot longer than a concealer because you don't need to use much. I mean, this right here that went all over, that is all over my hand at this point and all over my finger at this point, was just a small dab from the doe foot on this guy. So, like, you don't have to use very much, and you can, make it thicker or shimmer or shear it out. And I do find that it didn't crease. It didn't flutter down onto my face. It was perfect. It was the perfect glitter for me, who doesn't work with glitter very well. It's an item in my single eyeshadow drawer that I find myself reaching in there for, which is funny because I'm always talking about how I forget about my single eyeshadows. I never get in that drawer, but... So that's what we got in the BoxyCharm, and what I got in my BoxyCharm box last month. I was super excited for this box to come. I'm not saying that there's any one product in this box that I absolutely am mad at. The Vintage Cosmetics Smoky Eye Pencil, I think is absurd that it's a $21 eye pencil. I think the price of it is absurd. I think the product is good. The price of it is absurd. I would never pay that much for an eye pencil. I'm not mad at any of the items that came. The Oprah Cosmetics blush is beautiful. Happens to remind me very much of my favorite blush, so I'm not mad at that. The pop-up palette is awesome and it will be useful in the future. It's not useful to me currently, but I'm gonna hold on to it because I think it's very cool. The Cover FX Shimmer Veil I use all the time and I will continue to use. The Pure Cosmetics Exfoliating Lip Plumper is amazing, not messy, and I love it. And the Brush Trio, like, who can't use new brushes? So I would repurchase almost every single item in this box. Now I have some spoilers for you, so for those of you who don't want to finish watching the video because you don't want to know about the spoilers, now's the time to go. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you coming to spend some time with me today. I know that you don't have to, so it warms my heart that you do, and I'll see you in my next video. For those of you sticking around, I'll wait just 1 second and give the other people a minute to leave. Straight off the BoxyCharm Instagram, I have some pictures. So we're getting a Pure palette, another Pure palette. And so I kind of am a little hit and miss with Pure. The first Pure palette that we got, I hated it. I hated it so much I gave it to my daughter. I just didn't really find that I loved it. The pigmentation was not amazing except for in the glitters. And the glitters were so chunky that they fell onto my face and I just didn't want to use them. So I'm a little curious about this because the hit and miss portion is the other two products that we've received from Pure. I didn't mind. The eyelashes I tried, and like I don't do eyelashes, so I probably didn't put them on right, but they're not bad eyelashes. They felt great. And that exfoliating lip product is amazing. So it's very hit and miss for me with Pure, but this looks like a really pretty palette. The colors in it are pretty subtle, except for like these two bam in your face pops of color that are interesting pieces. They're not that bad, but this is off the BoxyCharm website. So this is the Pure palette that we should be receiving. I really kind of dig, oops, sorry. I really kind of dig this pink here. I think that pink is beautiful. That blue, I'm a little interested to see how that appears on skin. I can't see, I don't know. I mean, I have a blue like that, I guess, in my Urban Decay Electric palette. There's like a really bright blue color in there, which, by the way, is what I'm wearing today. This green is life. Just saying. But I don't know. We'll see. So we're getting that Pure palette. We are also getting a brush set and a Vulgar Cosmetics blush. So there's the brush set. More brushes, guys. I am so stoked. Again, brush hoarder. Love me some brushes. So, and they typically send really good brushes. These brushes are from Vintage Cosmetics, which I don't mind. I love Vintage Cosmetics. I actually, like I said, I have a highlighter from them that's pretty amazing, and that pencil from them is also not a bad pencil, just has an absurd price to it. So this is a picture of the brushes and again the blush, and I think the blush comes in one of two different colors. And then there's some other products that are like variant products. Every box is receiving the brush set, a blush, and the Pure palette. And then I think some of the variants are some mascaras. I think there's also some eye patches in there, which I wouldn't be mad about getting. I love the 911 rescue patches that Tarte has. Those are pretty amazing. So those are the spoilers for next month. well, this month. My box, I just got my shipping notification like Monday, I think it was. So my box is on its way. It should be here sometime next week, and I'm super stoked. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you had a good time. Please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up if you liked my video, and I hope that you'll want to subscribe on your way out. I do post 3 times a week at minimum. Some weeks it's 7 times a week. Some weeks it's 5 times a week, but it's never less than 3. It's typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but sometimes it's Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. It just depends on my work schedule, as I am a business manager for Starbucks, so I am also very busy doing that. For those of you who knew I had a giveaway going on, we have a winner. Her name is Jennifer Warshower. So I'm super excited for that. And like I said, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I know that you didn't have to, so it warms my heart that you do choose to spend a little bit of your time with me on the days that I'm posting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.